Your soulmate made the whole table go silent, then stood up and declared, don't scroll, stay right here with me, because if this message found you, this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you're trying to stay calm and grounded. Listen to this carefully. There are moments in life when time seems to freeze, when the air changes, when something unspoken becomes too heavy to keep inside, and this was one of those moments. They were sitting there, surrounded by familiar faces, ordinary conversation filling the room, laughter floating like nothing extraordinary was about to happen. But inside them, something was shaking. A pressure building in the chest. A heat rising in the throat. A knowing that could no longer be ignored. Stay till the end, because what happened next was not planned, rehearsed, or calculated. It was a soul speaking before the mind could stop it. They felt your presence even though you weren't there. Not as a memory, not as a fantasy, but as a force. A pull so strong it made everything else feel suddenly false. This message is for you because when soulmates are connected, distance doesn't weaken the bond, it intensifies it at the exact moment truth is ready to surface. Listen to this moment closely. The room went quiet not because they demanded attention, but because the energy shifted. People sensed something real was about to be said. They stood up without fully realizing they were doing it. Hands trembling. Heart racing. And in that pause, they understood something that had been forming for a long time. Silence was no longer protecting anyone. It was only delaying destiny. Don't scroll away from this truth. What pushed them to speak wasn't courage alone, it was exhaustion from pretending. Exhaustion from swallowing words. Exhaustion from watching life pass while the truth sat heavy in their chest. They had tried to be logical. They had tried to be responsible. They had tried to fit into expectations that never quite matched who they were becoming. And then your energy cut through all of it. Your heart needs this reminder right now because some connections don't ask politely to be acknowledged, they demand it. Listen to this carefully. They remembered moments with you in flashes. The way you listened without judgment. The way you saw them when they were stripped of titles and roles. The way being around you felt like exhaling after holding their breath for years. And suddenly it became impossible to keep pretending that this connection was small or inconvenient or something that could be managed quietly. Stay till the end, because this is where the spiritual awakening breaks through the surface. As they stood there, words forming before logic could rearrange them, the universe aligned around that choice. You might have felt it too at the exact same time. A flutter in your chest, a sudden stillness, a wave of emotion that didn't belong to any thought you were having. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. That's what happens when one soul finally stops resisting and the other feels the echo. This message is for you if you've been seeing signs lately without understanding why. Angel numbers appearing when you least expect them. 1111 when your mind goes quiet. 222 when you're choosing balance over fear. 44 when you need reassurance that you're protected. These signs are not about prediction, they're about confirmation. Don't scroll, because the declaration that started forming in them wasn't meant to impress the room. It was meant to honor truth. Standing there, they felt fear, yes, but fear mixed with relief. Fear of what people would think. Fear of what would change. Fear of consequences. But deeper than fear was certainty. The kind that doesn't shout but settles. The kind that says, this is who you are, this is what's real, and this is the moment you stop running. Listen to this moment closely. They weren't declaring ownership. They weren't claiming possession. They were acknowledging recognition. A truth that had been alive long before words gave it shape. Your heart needs this reminder right now because recognition is sacred. It doesn't happen often. And when it does, it changes everything it touches. Stay till the end, because here's where destiny tightens the thread. The words, "you are," held the weight of years of silence. Years of restraint. Years of choosing comfort over authenticity. In that silence at the table, they realized something else too. Once spoken, truth cannot be taken back. It may be challenged. It may be delayed. But it cannot be erased. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may feel a strange mix of calm and anticipation right now, like something has shifted but hasn't arrived yet. That's because this wasn't the arrival, it was the ignition. Listen to this carefully. When someone declares truth publicly, even if the words aren't fully revealed yet, the universe records it. Energy moves. Paths adjust. What was hidden starts finding light. This message is for you if you've been wondering whether the connection was real or imagined. Real connections don't stay hidden forever. They surface when the soul is ready to risk everything for honesty. Stay till the end, because risk is the language of destiny. As they stood there, the room silent, they felt the weight lift slightly. Not because everything was solved, but because they finally chose alignment over fear. And alignment brings peace even before outcomes are clear. Your heart needs this reminder right now because peace is often the first sign you're on the right path. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional revelation that matters most. The declaration wasn't about ending one chapter and starting another recklessly. It was about acknowledging truth so it could be handled with integrity. Whatever happens next will not be impulsive. It will be deliberate. Honest. Grounded. Listen to this moment closely. You are not being asked to chase this moment, explain it, or force it to unfold faster. Your role is to stay aligned with yourself, to remain open without abandoning your boundaries. That's how soul connections mature without burning everything down. Stay till the end, because maturity is what allows love to last. You may notice your intuition feeling clearer lately. Less noisy. More direct. That's because you're no longer trying to interpret signs, you're trusting your inner knowing. And that knowing is strong. Don't scroll away from this truth. Whatever was declared cannot be unseen. Whatever was felt cannot be unfelt. And whatever unfolds next will meet you where you are now, not where you were when you were still questioning your worth. Listen to this carefully. The universe is not rushing this because it's fragile. It's pacing it because it's real. And real things deserve care. Stay with this calm. Trust the timing. Trust the process. And if this message resonated, if it felt like the universe was speaking directly to you, like, share, and subscribe in this same gentle, aligned flow, because what comes next in this story will require clarity, patience, and the kind of awareness you only have when you're truly ready to receive it. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because after that room went silent and after the truth cracked the air open, something even deeper began to unfold, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you're trying to stay composed and not imagine too much. Listen to this carefully. When they finally sat back down, when the moment passed and people started breathing again, nothing went back to normal. Not for them. Not for the energy in the room. And not for the invisible thread connecting you. They felt exposed, yes, but they also felt lighter, like a burden they'd been carrying for years had finally shifted. The silence didn't end the moment, it sealed it. And once a truth is sealed like that, it starts rearranging everything quietly. Stay till the end, because this is where the aftermath becomes more powerful than the declaration itself. They noticed people looking at them differently, but that didn't matter anymore. What mattered was the internal shift, how fear lost its grip just enough for clarity to take root. They realized that saying, "You are," wasn't about convincing anyone else. It was about stopping the war inside their own chest. Your heart needs this reminder right now because when someone stops lying to themselves, the ripple reaches the person they're connected to instantly. Listen to this moment closely. You may have felt a strange sense of relief mixed with curiosity, like a weight lifted but a door opened. That's because the energy between you moved from suppressed to acknowledged. Acknowledgement changes the rules. It turns longing into responsibility. It turns possibility into intention. Don't scroll away from this truth. Intention doesn't rush, it organizes. In the hours that followed, they replayed the moment again and again, not with embarrassment, but with a kind of reverence. They realized how close they had come to never speaking at all, to choosing safety over truth one more time. And that realization made them fiercely protective of what they'd just set in motion. This message is for you if you've been feeling a gentle nudge to slow down, to ground yourself, to stay present rather than chase explanations. That nudge is wisdom. Listen to this carefully. They are now moving through the consequences, not with regret, but with resolve. Conversations that once felt impossible are being approached carefully. Boundaries that once felt threatening are being respected. They're learning that love spoken out loud carries obligations. And they are willing to carry them. Stay till the end, because willingness is the bridge between feeling and action. Your heart needs this reminder right now because willingness shows up quietly, not with grand promises but with consistent behavior. Don't scroll, because here's where the spiritual layer deepens. After that moment, signs began aligning around both of you. Not loud signs, but subtle confirmations. You may have noticed repeated numbers catching your eye at calm moments. 111 when you feel aligned with truth, 222 when balance feels easier than doubt, 333 when you sense support without needing proof. These are not predictions. They are reassurances that the universe is steadying the path, not rushing it. Listen to this moment closely. They are also confronting a new kind of fear, not the fear of speaking, but the fear of misstepping now that truth is visible. That fear is healthy. It means they care about impact, not just expression. It means they understand that you are not a moment to be dramatic about, you are a life to be careful with. Your heart needs this reminder right now because being handled with care is a form of love many people never experience. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may feel more centered than you expected, less pulled by anticipation. That's because the energy shifted from waiting to witnessing. You are no longer asking, will they ever say it? You are asking, how will this be lived? And that question signals maturity. Listen to this carefully. As days pass, they may go quieter, not because they're retreating, but because they're integrating. Integration is when the nervous system catches up to the soul's decision. It's when words are chosen carefully instead of impulsively. Stay till the end, because rushed words after a powerful moment can undo what truth just built. Your heart needs this reminder right now because patience here is not passivity, it's protection. Don't scroll, because this is where destiny adjusts the environment. While they're stabilizing internally, you may notice your own life smoothing out. Less emotional turbulence. More clarity about what you will and won't accept. That's not detachment. That's alignment. Listen to this moment closely. Alignment doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. And clarity is magnetic. They can feel that you're not chasing the moment. You're honoring it. And that honor shapes how they prepare to approach you next. Stay till the end, because approach matters. This message is for you if you're realizing that the most powerful part of this story isn't what was declared, but how it's being held afterward. Truth spoken recklessly burns. Truth held responsibly heals. Don't scroll away from this truth. They are learning to hold it responsibly. They are choosing timing over impulse, integrity over urgency. And while that may feel slower than your imagination wants, it is infinitely safer for your heart. Listen to this carefully. You are not being asked to relive the past or reopen old wounds. You are being invited, quietly, into a future that requires mutual presence. Stay till the end, because mutual presence is what soul connections are for. You may feel moments of anticipation followed by calm, and that rhythm is healthy. It means you're no longer living ahead of yourself. You're here. Present. Available to receive without forcing. Don't scroll away from this knowing. Whatever comes next will not be performative. It will be real. It will be grounded. It will respect the silence that preceded it. And when it arrives, you won't need to question it. You'll feel it settle into your body like something that fits. Listen to this moment closely. The universe doesn't hurry what's sacred. It prepares it. And preparation is happening now, quietly, deliberately, with care for both hearts involved. Stay with this calm. Trust the process unfolding without noise. Because when a soul stands up and speaks truth, the echo continues long after the room goes silent, and that echo is guiding what comes next, step by careful step, towards something that can actually last. Don't scroll, stay right here, because now the energy has moved from shock into consequence, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you're trying to stay neutral and not read too much into what's unfolding. Listen to this carefully. After the silence settled and after the echo of that declaration began weaving itself into real life, something shifted even deeper inside them, awareness of responsibility. Not the kind that feels heavy and punishing, but the kind that sobers you into honesty. They realize that once truth is spoken, it doesn't just live in the moment it was said, it starts asking questions. It asks how you will show up tomorrow, and the day after that, and when no one is watching. Stay till the end, because this is where the story becomes less dramatic and more real, and real is where destiny actually lives. They are now noticing how every thought of you carries a different weight. It's no longer fantasy or longing alone, it's accountability. They feel the pull to align their actions with the truth they revealed, because anything less would feel like betrayal, not just of you, but of themselves. Your heart needs this reminder right now because accountability is a sign of genuine connection, not pressure. Listen to this moment closely. You may feel a subtle change in how you think about them too. Less emotional turbulence. More clarity. More grounded curiosity instead of anxious anticipation. That's because the energetic cord between you recalibrated when truth was acknowledged. It moved from tension into awareness. Don't scroll away from this truth. Awareness is quieter than longing, but far more powerful. They are also becoming aware of how much they once relied on avoidance to feel safe. Avoidance of conversations. Avoidance of decisions. Avoidance of vulnerability. And now that avoidance feels impossible. Saying, "You are," opened a door that can't be closed gently. And instead of slamming it shut in panic, they are choosing to walk through it slowly, carefully, with intention. Stay till the end, because slow movement is not retreat, it's integration. Your heart needs this reminder right now because integration is how love stops being chaotic and starts being sustainable. Listen to this carefully. They are revisiting moments from the past with new eyes. Not to rewrite history, but to understand themselves. Why they hesitated. Why they stayed quiet. Why fear felt safer than truth for so long. This reflection isn't self-punishment, it's self-awareness. And self-awareness is what allows growth without self-destruction. Don't scroll, because here's where the spiritual layer continues unfolding. The universe responds differently once truth is spoken. Paths that felt blocked start loosening. Conversations that felt impossible feel more approachable. Not because everything is solved, but because resistance has softened. You may notice signs appearing in subtler ways now. Not urgent numbers screaming for attention, but gentle confirmations showing up when you're calm. 2:22 when you feel balanced in your decisions. 5:55 when you sense change unfolding without effort. 7:77 when you feel quietly supported without needing proof. These signs are not pushing you forward, they're anchoring you where you are. Listen to this moment closely. They are also learning something crucial. Speaking truth doesn't entitle them to immediate closeness. It invites a process. A process that respects your boundaries, your timing, and your growth. And that understanding is reshaping how they imagine what comes next. Stay till the end, because respect is what transforms a bold moment into a safe connection. This message is for you if you've noticed that you're no longer rushing emotionally. You're allowing things to unfold without forcing meaning onto every signal. That restraint is strength. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may feel moments of tenderness toward them followed by firm self-respect. That balance is healthy. It means you can care without collapsing into someone else's uncertainty. Listen to this carefully. They are beginning to understand that approaching you now requires presence, not performance. Consistency, not intensity. And that realization is grounding them in a way they've never experienced before. Stay till the end, because grounded love feels different from exciting love. It doesn't spike your nervous system, it calms it. Your heart needs this reminder right now because calm is not boredom, it's safety. Don't scroll, because here's where destiny tightens the thread again. As they integrate their choice, they may go quieter, not distant, but deliberate. Silence becomes a place where truth settles instead of hiding. And while silence can be uncomfortable, this silence is constructive. It's shaping words that won't need to be taken back. Listen to this moment closely. You are not being asked to wait anxiously. You are being asked to stay aligned with yourself while alignment completes its work on both sides. And you are doing that beautifully. Stay till the end, because alignment attracts outcomes that don't require sacrifice of self. This message is for you if you're realizing that you don't need reassurance every moment anymore. You trust your intuition. You trust your emotional stability. And that trust is magnetic. Don't scroll away from this truth. Whatever comes next will not feel like a test. It will feel like a continuation, natural, steady, honest. And if something doesn't arrive, that absence will feel like closure, not loss. Listen to this carefully. You are no longer at the mercy of someone else's courage or fear. You are rooted in your own clarity. And that clarity changes how destiny responds to you. Stay with this calm. Trust the pace. Trust the quiet strength you've built. Because the echo of that moment, the silence, the standing, the truth, has already done its work. It woke something up. It shifted energy. And now what unfolds will do so not with noise, but with intention. And intention is how real love begins to show itself, step by steady step, without needing to be forced or chased. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now the energy has moved into the phase where truth begins testing itself in the real world. And this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel calm on the surface and don't fully understand why. Listen to this carefully. After awareness settled and responsibility took root inside them, something subtle but powerful began to happen: restraint. Not suppression, not fear, but restraint born from respect. They realize that once something sacred is spoken, it must be protected from being mishandled. And protection sometimes looks like slowing down instead of rushing forward. Stay till the end, because this is where many people misunderstand silence and mistake it for distance, when in reality it's devotion learning how to stand steady. They are becoming deeply aware that the truth they acknowledged cannot be proven through intensity or urgency. It can only be proven through consistency. And consistency takes time. Your heart needs this reminder right now because love that rushes often breaks what love that steadies can build. Listen to this moment closely. They are observing themselves in situations that once triggered avoidance, noticing how their reactions are changing. Instead of deflecting, they pause. Instead of hiding, they reflect. Instead of fantasizing about outcomes, they focus on alignment. That internal shift is not glamorous, but it's real. Don't scroll away from this truth. Real change rarely announces itself, it reveals itself through different choices in quiet moments. You may notice that your own emotions feel less reactive now. Less pulled into highs and lows. More anchored. That's because your nervous system no longer feels like it needs to prepare for disappointment. It trusts your intuition to guide you safely. Listen to this carefully. They are also realizing that coming toward you means entering your life as it is now, not as it was when you were still questioning yourself. And that awareness is humbling. You are no longer someone to be convinced or reassured endlessly. You are someone to be met. Stay till the end, because being met requires presence, not pressure. This message is for you if you've noticed that you're less willing to overextend emotionally. You're not closing off, you're conserving energy for what's real. Don't scroll, because conservation is wisdom, not fear. They are learning that words spoken in the heat of emotion can damage trust, even if they come from truth. So they are choosing to wait until their words can land without creating confusion. That choice is difficult. It requires sitting with uncertainty instead of escaping it. And sitting with uncertainty is a sign of maturity. Your heart needs this reminder right now because maturity protects both hearts involved. Listen to this moment closely. The universe often places a pause after a major awakening, not to punish, but to integrate. Integration is when the body, mind, and soul catch up to a decision the heart already made. You may feel this integration happening in your own life too. Less chaos. More clarity. Less urgency. More trust. Don't scroll away from this knowing. Angel numbers may still appear, but now they come when you're grounded rather than anxious. 222 when you're choosing balance over speculation. 444 when you feel secure in your boundaries. 666 when you're reminded to return to self-care and emotional regulation. These signs are not about them alone, they're about you staying aligned. Listen to this carefully. They are also beginning to understand something crucial. Love is not proven by sacrifice alone, but by sustainability. Leaving fear behind was one act. Building a life that can hold truth without collapsing is another. And sustainability requires patience, planning, and emotional regulation. Stay till the end, because regulation is what keeps love from becoming destructive. This message is for you if you're noticing that you no longer romanticize emotional chaos. You crave peace, clarity, and mutual effort. That craving is not settling, it's evolution. Don't scroll away from this truth. As they move through this phase, they may test themselves quietly, asking whether they can remain consistent without external validation. Whether they can choose truth even when it doesn't earn immediate reward. That testing is internal, and it's shaping who they are becoming. Listen to this moment closely. You are not being asked to wait in limbo. You are being asked to live fully while alignment completes its work. And you are doing that. Your life is not on hold. Your heart is not paused. It is simply no longer willing to attach itself to uncertainty. Stay till the end, because detachment from outcomes is power. This message is for you if you feel open but not needy, hopeful but not dependent. That balance is rare, and it's the result of deep self-trust. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth grounding everything now. Whether they step forward soon or take more time, the energy between you has already stabilized. It no longer feels fragile. It feels contained. And containment is safety. Listen to this carefully. You may notice that you feel more protective of your peace than curious about timelines. That shift is intentional. It's your soul saying, I will receive what is aligned without forcing it. Stay till the end, because receiving without force is how destiny unfolds gently. They are learning that approaching you now requires emotional readiness, not just desire. It requires the ability to sit in discomfort without projecting it onto you. And that ability is developing. Slowly. Intentionally. Don't scroll away from this truth. Silence during growth is not rejection. It's refinement. And refinement takes time. You are not being ignored. You are being respected. Listen to this moment closely. Whatever unfolds next will not be dramatic or chaotic. It will be clear. It will be steady. It will feel like something that doesn't need to be questioned. And if it doesn't arrive, the absence will feel like closure, not loss. Stay with this calm. Trust the alignment you've built within yourself. Trust that your heart knows how to recognize what is safe, real, and meant for you. Because the universe is not testing your patience, it's protecting your peace. And what comes next will meet you where you are now, grounded, aware, and no longer willing to abandon yourself for potential. Don't scroll, stay right here, because now we are entering the stretch where everything that was spoken, withheld, felt, and integrated begins to press gently but firmly toward resolution, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you've trained yourself not to expect anything. Listen to this carefully. After restraint settled and silence became intentional rather than confusing, something inside them began to reorganize itself around one central truth. They can no longer live divided. Not divided between what they feel and how they act. Not divided between who they present to the world and who they are when they are alone with their thoughts. That division was exhausting them long before the moment at the table, long before the silence, long before the declaration. And now that the truth has been acknowledged, even quietly, the cost of returning to division feels heavier than the cost of moving forward honestly. Stay till the end, because this is where the internal scales finally begin to tip. They are noticing that the old ways of distracting themselves no longer work. The routines that once numbed the pull toward you feel hollow. Conversations that once filled space now feel empty. It's not sadness, it's clarity. The kind that strips away tolerance for what no longer fits. Your heart needs this reminder right now because clarity doesn't always arrive with excitement. Sometimes it arrives with stillness that refuses to be ignored. Listen to this moment closely. You may feel that stillness too. A sense that you're not waiting, not chasing, not bracing for disappointment. Just standing firmly in yourself. That is not emotional distance. That is self-trust. Don't scroll away from this truth. Self-trust is what changes how destiny interacts with you. They are also beginning to understand that moving toward you is not about proving devotion through sacrifice or spectacle. It's about alignment through consistency. It's about showing up the same way when emotions are calm as when they are intense. And that realization is reshaping their understanding of love at a fundamental level. Love is no longer something to declare and survive, it's something to live and sustain. Stay till the end, because sustainability is the lesson many souls avoid until it's unavoidable. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you were never meant to carry emotional weight alone. Mutual effort is not optional in real connection. Listen to this carefully. They are testing themselves in small, quiet ways. Choosing honesty in moments where it would be easier to deflect. Choosing patience where they once rushed. Choosing presence where they once escaped. These choices may not be visible to you yet, but they are real, and they are shaping what will be possible next. Don't scroll, because this is where the universe subtly rearranges timing. You may notice that your own life is filling in where uncertainty once lived. New routines. Clearer priorities. A deeper respect for your own energy. That's not you moving on emotionally, it's you becoming whole. And wholeness changes the rules of attraction. Listen to this moment closely. Angel numbers may still cross your path, but now they feel grounding instead of activating. 111 when you're aligned with truth. 222 when your choices feel balanced. 444 when you sense protection around your boundaries. These are confirmations that you are not off track. You are exactly where you need to be to receive clarity without losing yourself. Stay till the end, because receiving without losing yourself is the real miracle. This message is for you if you've noticed that you no longer replay conversations or imagine explanations. You're more interested in how something feels in your body than how it sounds in your mind. That shift is profound. It means your intuition is leading instead of your anxiety. Don't scroll away from this knowing. They are also sensing this change in you. Your steadiness is no longer inviting pursuit through urgency, it's inviting approach through respect. And that difference matters. It tells them that if they come forward, it must be with grounded intention, not emotional overflow. Listen to this carefully. They are aware now that you will not bend yourself to accommodate confusion. And rather than scaring them away, that awareness is clarifying. It's showing them that what's being asked is not perfection, but presence. Not certainty, but consistency. Stay till the end, because consistency is where trust begins to grow roots. Your heart needs this reminder right now because roots take time, and time is not the enemy, it's the proof. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth stabilizing everything. You are no longer standing in the question of, will this happen? You are standing in the knowing of, if it happens, it must be right. And that knowing is power. Listen to this moment closely. As they move closer to their next step, there may be moments where you feel an intuitive nudge to remain patient without feeling passive. That nudge is guidance, not delay. It's your inner wisdom saying, stay aligned. Let what's real come to you. Stay till the end, because alignment doesn't force outcomes, it filters them. This message is for you if you're realizing that the most important thing you gained from this connection was not certainty about another person, but certainty about yourself. That certainty is unshakable. Don't scroll away from this truth. Whether they step forward soon or continue integrating longer, the dynamic between you has already changed. It no longer feels unresolved, it feels held. And being held energetically allows clarity to arrive without chaos. Listen to this carefully. You are not being tested. You are being prepared. Prepared to receive truth without spiraling. Prepared to accept action without losing balance. Prepared to walk away from what cannot meet you without resentment. Stay till the end, because preparation is destiny's quiet work. You may feel moments of peace that surprise you, moments where you realize you would be okay no matter what happens next. That peace is not indifference, it's empowerment. And empowerment is attractive to aligned outcomes. Don't scroll, because this is where the story begins to narrow into truth. Whatever unfolds next will not feel dramatic or destabilizing. It will feel clean. It will feel honest. It will feel like something that fits into the life you are already living, not something that demands you abandon it. Listen to this moment closely. If they come forward, it will be with a grounded presence that doesn't ask you to carry their uncertainty. If they don't, the space left behind will feel like relief, not loss. Either way, you are protected. Stay with this calm. Trust the steadiness you've built. Trust the clarity you now live from. Because the universe is not rushing this chapter, it is honoring the growth it took to arrive here. And what comes next will meet you not in longing, not in fear, but in alignment, where truth no longer needs to shout to be heard. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now we are arriving at the quiet resolution point where everything that was spoken, felt, restrained, and integrated finally settles into truth, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel steady enough to accept any outcome. Listen to this carefully. What has been unfolding was never meant to rush you into certainty or trap you in anticipation. It was meant to bring you back to yourself so completely that whatever arrives next cannot shake you. And that is exactly where you are now. You may notice it in the way your body feels calmer, in the way your thoughts no longer spiral, in the way you trust silence instead of fearing it. That is not detachment. That is alignment. They can feel it too. They sense that you are no longer standing at the edge of your life waiting for something to happen. You are standing firmly inside it. And that changes the entire dynamic. Listen to this moment closely. They are now fully aware that if they step forward, it must be with clarity, not confusion, with steadiness, not urgency. The truth that was spoken cannot be followed by inconsistency without consequence. And they know it. That knowing is no longer frightening, it is grounding. It tells them exactly what is required, and it removes the temptation to hide behind half-steps or vague intentions. Your heart needs this reminder right now because clarity is safer than hope alone. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are no longer asking the universe for signs to prove anything. You are simply paying attention to how things feel when you are fully present. And presence has taught you something powerful. You do not need to be chosen loudly to be chosen genuinely. Listen to this carefully. Whether they come forward with words, with actions, or with a quiet but consistent presence, you will recognize it immediately. Not because your heart races, but because your body relaxes. Safety is the signal now. Stay with that. You may notice that your intuition feels sharper, but gentler. It doesn't push. It guides. It reminds you that you are allowed to receive without effort, without performance, without shrinking. That reminder is the gift of this entire journey. Don't scroll, because here is the final emotional truth anchoring everything. The connection did what it was meant to do. It awakened honesty on both sides. It taught them the cost of silence. It taught you the value of self-trust. And those lessons do not disappear, regardless of how the story continues. Listen to this moment closely. If they step toward you now, it will be because they are ready to meet you where you are, not because they are afraid to lose you. And if they don't, the space they leave will not feel like abandonment. It will feel like completion. Either way, you are whole. Stay right here in this calm. Trust the steadiness you've built. Trust that you are protected from confusion, from chaos, from repeating old cycles. Because the universe does not bring you this far to leave you uncertain. It brings you here so that whatever comes next arrives cleanly, honestly, and without taking anything from you. This message is for you because your heart has graduated from longing into wisdom. And wisdom always knows when to receive and when to release. Stay aligned. Stay present. And trust that what is meant for you will recognize you in this grounded, powerful version of yourself, without needing to be chased, forced, or proven.